So I recently did a video about work-life balance, and I was staggered by how many views it got. But what I think surprised me more than anything was just how many people have been suffering in the same way by having work absolutely dominate their lives, and how many people told me that they were feeling guilty about not being able to devote enough time to their families, and they just didn't get that balance right. But the problem is that a lot of people then contact me saying, I completely agree, I feel trapped, I feel this problem, I feel this guilt, but I don't know how to get out of it. I can't just give up my job, I can't just, stop working. And they asked me if I'd do another video, which I'm doing now, to try and give my thoughts on how you might be able to help yourself, how you might be able to sort of do some things that will allow you to get a bit more work-life balance back. So there was a couple of things that came to my mind. So I think that the first thing is, a lot of people end up traveling away on a Sunday and then coming back on a Friday, and they go on the Sunday night because their work has to start, or their meeting has to start on a Monday morning at about 9 o'clock. So that just does not allow people time to be able to get to the office or to the meeting or whatever they've got to do on the Monday morning by 9 o'clock. So one of the things I would say is to talk with your boss, talk with your leadership teams, and ask them, can we please put meetings on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, so that I don't have to leave home on a Sunday evening. That gives you at least a full Sunday with your family, with your friends, whoever you're with, your loved ones. And what that means is that you've not got that horrible dread that when you get to about Sunday lunchtime, you've got to pack, you've got to get all your stuff into the bag, and you've got to think about getting to the airport or to the train station, or getting in that car and driving wherever you're going to drive. I think that eliminating that is important. And on the other end of the week, don't have the meetings on a Friday afternoon. Let people get away on a Friday morning or Friday lunchtime so that they can travel back home and be back home on a Friday night. And that then means that they get potentially the Friday night with their family or their friends. And what it also means is that you're not invading the weekend. So again, you need to talk with your leadership team, with your boss. I will be amazed if anyone says, no, I want you there on a Monday morning and a Friday afternoon till the end of the day. And that's quite often, if you've got a boss who would do that, that's a toxic boss. Get away from them, because that means that they probably live very close to wherever you are and they can get home, or it means that they just really don't have a life. That's the other thing that can be. So that's one of the things that I would do. The next thing I do is I try and cram everything into that Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. And that's what I do now. I try to do little work on a Monday and a Friday so that I can dedicate that Monday morning to get the kids to school, and I can dedicate the Friday afternoon so that I can be with my family when they come back from school. And I cannot be that grumpy, horrible, stressed person that quite often you become when you have that horrible Monday morning and that late Friday. So be there for your family for that. Another small advice that I would give is that you have to turn the phone off. Too many people just have it on at the dinner table. Oh, just an email came in, let me just do this text. Oh, a colleague's just calling. Oh, my boss is just calling. Oh, there's an urgent thing at work. Oh, there's an emergency. No, nothing's that urgent. Unless somebody's dying, nothing's that urgent. I've said that before, the power of no. So what I would highly suggest is that you definitely have boundaries on the time that your work. Don't check your emails. And I can tell you one thing, do not check your emails just before you go to sleep. Don't sit in bed, pull your phone up and just open that inbox. That is a killer. If you get a bad email, then you're tapping away at night, there's stress, you then take it out on your family. No, keep boundaries really strong. You don't turn your email on in the morning until 8:30, and you turn it off at 5:30 at night. And if you've got anyone in the company that's saying, you need to respond to my emails at 7 o'clock at night, because if I send them, they're urgent, and you need to get away from that company, get away from those people. They will be toxic for your life. So these are a couple of things that you can do. The other thing is to prioritize out what is urgent and what's not urgent. You'd be amazed how many people sort of build their own self-importance and their own self-urgency by creating things in their own mind they have to do. So I have to do that email. I've got to do that email. I've got to do it now. No. Make sure that you block your work out and have what's really urgent as urgent. What's really important is important. And what's not important and not urgent, you do not need to be sat on a Sunday afternoon tapping away doing it. There's another thing that creeps in with toxicity, and it's about the way that people ask you to do reports or prepare for presentations. And there's always something urgent, and it always comes up on a Friday, because that's when other people have cleared their decks. That's when other people have basically got all their things away. And then what they generally do is they stack it up for a Friday afternoon. And when they're on a Friday afternoon, what they do is they then realize, oh, this is urgent for them. And what happens is shit runs downhill. So basically what they will then do is they will then push that urgency onto you. And then what that means is you get that urgent Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock email. We've got to get a presentation done for the board by Monday or by Tuesday. Can you get me something over the weekend, please? No, that's not how you respect your family. If somebody asks you on a Thursday afternoon, on a Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock to prepare them a presentation for Monday, no, absolutely not. There's boundaries and they have to respect it. And again, if they don't, that's a toxic environment. And people ask me, how do I make my life, how do I get the balance? Sometimes you have to leave that toxic environment. You have to let it go. You have to just ignore it. You have to just say, that's not where I want to be in my life. So these are just a couple of things that you can do on a daily basis. And again, filtering stuff out, not immediately reacting to emails. And what that then does is you've got to compartmentalize your time. And you've got to say, my time at this moment in life is for work, and that's fine, and do the work. But then what you've got to do is you've got to compartmentalize for your family, for your friends, and most importantly for yourself. Your own mental health is really, really important. So I hope that answers some of the questions that people had for me. I tried to give a couple of things that I've done to, you can't just give up work, but you can definitely put boundaries. You can definitely set rules and then stick to them. And again, any company that does not allow you to stick to those rules and has draconian, insane requests, maybe you shouldn't be there.